This is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for The Tomorrow People, Season 1, Episode 2, called Into Deep. And I enjoyed the first episode. You know, I thought it was a very solid first episode. Was I totally enthralled with the series? Not yet, which I wasn't expecting to be yet. But there's a lot of cool elements that I was excited about. And I asked you guys if you want me to review the show. I got a pretty decent amount of views, and pretty decent amount of you guys saying you should review it. So I will be reviewing Tomorrow People every week until people said, yeah, don't review it. Or until I get bored with the show, but hopefully I won't. But what happened in this episode is that Steven, he's getting a little bit more intertwined with his uncle's business, I guess, government business. And of course he's still with the Tomorrow People. He's trying to balance that and trying to balance his family too, which he didn't do a good job here with. He's like, oh, sorry, I missed out on hanging out with my friend, I think Astra, her name is, Astra. Sorry, missed out on that. Sorry I was late, you know. So we're seeing more of that balance act in this episode. And learning a little bit more about his father also, how he left, how he didn't really love the mother. Maybe he did and he just did that as an excuse, which is probably my guess. So I'm glad that we're learning more of that mystery of the father, and hopefully every episode we learn a little bit more about him. And then the main, I guess, superhero of the week. I can't say villain of the week because he's the Tomorrow People of the week. The Tomorrow Person of the week is this regular teenager. He has a little angst going on with him. He wants to steal money to pay for his meds. He doesn't really know what to do with his powers, and he's like, oh sure, let me hang out with you Tomorrow People in the end, because Steven does help him out, and it's a tight help out because we get to see he's very close for Jedemiah's group, his uncle's group, figuring out, oh, you're working with the Tomorrow People. And in the end, we know that Jed, I'll call him, already knows he's working with the Tomorrow People. So I don't know exactly how he knew that. I think it'll be interesting to see how Steven doesn't know that he knows and Jedemiah does know about the Tomorrow People. So today I like this episode. I liked it. I wasn't totally enthralled with it. I thought the first episode was a little bit better. There's some boring parts and some dry moments, I would say. Because nothing like big happened in this episode saying, oh my god, I love this character, I love this story. I don't think anything really that big happened, but of course it's only the first 2 episodes, so you can't really say, oh my god, this is the best TV show ever. You have to make it develop, and I think they're doing a good job with developing the story arc, especially with the father's story arc. I think they did a good job with this episode. Maybe because the hero of the week wasn't as interesting to me. I just felt he was a very generic, oh, I have angst, I'm like Steven, type character. I think maybe a good superhero Tomorrow Person of the week would have been someone in his school, because that would have grounded the story a little bit more, and then it would have been more interesting learning more about Steven, how his life is there, because that's another portion of the story. I'm thinking we'll see that more, at least in Season 1. I have a feeling we'll see more of like a Tomorrow Person in his school, and I think that would be a better interaction, make things interesting, because there's a lot of Tomorrow People, you know, they've already mentioned that, and I think, honestly, John and I think her name's Kara, they're too old to kind of relate to them, and I feel that with the group. I'm like, I like you guys, I really do, but I feel like you're more mentors than friends, because they are a lot older than Steven, all of them are. So I think if he finds someone in the school that he can relate to, that's a Tomorrow Person, they discover that, that'll be an interesting story arc we can follow, and then I think that would be a lot more interesting. And that's kind of the reason I want Astro to find out, because I think they need to ground this series a little bit more, because I feel they're really trying to get into that, oh, I love my family, I love this. They do it every single time in the beginning episode. This is my family, this is my job. So they were trying hard, but I just feel the balance is not so great, and I think it in this episode showed. It is very forced to try to get that groundingness. So honestly, that's the best way. I think either tell the sidekick, which you know Astro's going to end up being the sidekick just by seeing these 2 episodes. I know it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. So either do that early. I know most of the time these type of shows don't like telling identities really quick, but you're already told that you have powers, so I think do that quicker, because that will make the show a little bit more interesting, and again ground the series a little bit more, not just make it about Jedemiah and his father and these, I would say, 2 mentors of the Tomorrow People, the Tomorrow People group. So that's just my idea for the couple more episodes to come. Hopefully we get to see that, and I think that's where the show will get more interesting, because I have a feeling that's the direction they will go in the end. But I liked it. I liked this episode. Again, there are some boring parts where I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. But yeah, there's some interesting parts too. So again, not my favorite show yet, but it's definitely still interesting to watch. But tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Well, how do you think you would improve the show? Also, those are just my ideas to make the show a little bit more interesting, a little bit more relatable, I guess. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. I'll be reviewing the Tomorrow People again next week. And guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Rant Situations. And don't forget to like my Facebook page. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.